conversation one morning in 2018 with a former SAS medic by the name of Dusty Miller. And I understand that the conversation went a little bit like this. Good morning, Mr. Broughton. Please come in and sit down. Word of your inquiry has begun to get around. There's some awkward speculation about what happened on the ground, this I know. The name is Dusty Miller. I was with the SAS. Recruited as a medic, I was working with the best. I don't remember every wound or gunshot that I dressed, but this I know. That mistakes can often happen in the fog of war. Anything can happen once you kick down a door, but an unarmed person died on a mosque floor, this I know. Well, we set out from Tarankout on the morning of March 14 for objective young apprentice, aka Mullah Hashim, who according to the target packs was making IEDs, this I know. That morning as the chopper lifted off from TK, I checked my gear and set the Garmin on to 0Ks, and I looked out at the mountains as the ground fell away, this I know. Somewhere in the Badlands, southwest of Tarankout, the Garmin says 18 Ks and the chopper swings about. We hit the rocky LZ and the boys all tumble out, this I know. We ran across some open ground resembling the moon, maybe 80 metres to the village of Sarkeen. Firing as we ran, we swept in like a broom, this I know. Someone found a national with a bullet through his thigh, and I went over and checked him out and looked him in the eye, as if to say, you'll be okay, mate, you're not gonna die, this I know. An NCO who saw the man there in my custody came over and said, "Hey Kilo, this one's coming with me." A voice inside my head said I should not let this be, but I let him go. He threw him on his shoulder and carried him towards the mosque. The village children gathered round, he told them to piss off. And then I heard some noises that sounded like a cough, this I know. We got back on the chopper, Paul, you know the rest. His children found him lying there face down in his vest, with a bag over his head, boot marks on his chest, this I know. I recall that afternoon when he landed in TK. I remember thinking to myself that that was not okay, and when I went and saw the RMO, I knew that he would say, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. But this I know, this I know, this I know, this I know, this I know. Well, subsequent inquiries by the AIHRC said he was a civilian, and it seemed that way to me. Either way, the thing is, he was in my custody and I let him go. And the Advance boys looked into it, but were led around by the nose. The NCO called me up and said, don't tell them what you know. And the lawyers told the governor that the case was closed, this I know. Well, I guess that by the summer's end I'd done 100 ops. It was always high tempo, just never seemed to stop, with a constant flow of target packs from the two shop, don't you know? And then I went back to Swanbourne for a year or so, and eventually moved to Melbourne after a year or so. But I kept on thinking about a man that I didn't know, that I didn't know. And they pinned me with a medal in September of 18, not knowing what was going on behind the scenes, that I'd already checked myself in here towards 17. Now you know. Yes, I'm the one who put me here, who put me in this place. You can see I've done some damage by the bruises on my face. Paul, do you know what it's like? This self-imposed disgrace, this I know. This I know, this I know, this I know, this I know, this I know. Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Well, something had to happen or I'd die a haunted man. I spoke to Nick Mackenzie and he helped me hatch a plan. And we booked 2 flights to Kandahar in South Afghanistan. Now you know. And then came the pandemic and they cancelled all the flights. It's fair to say at that stage I was wound up pretty tight. Nick said, it's okay, mate, we'll talk to them by Skype. I said, I don't know. And the man's sons risked the journey all the way to Kandahar. The fixer drove him down in a beaten up old car, and on a Melbourne afternoon they beamed in from afar. This I know. Dialed him from the hotel room, on my laptop sitting there. The boys are here, the fixer said. We all just sat and stared, them cross-legged on the rug, and me slumped in a chair. This I know. Till finally I sat up, and I cleared my throat. I spoke, my voice was trembling, tentative and broke. I spoke from the heart. I didn't use my notes, this I know. I told them what had happened. That morning in Sarkune, the fixer translated to them in that far-off room. They said they understood. They had been there too, yes, this I know. They said that they forgave me. I didn't think they would. They said, judging by the bandages, that I'd done what I could. I said I wasn't so sure. They said it's all good, this I know. And they asked me who did it. I didn't name the one. I spoke of your inquiry, Paul, and told them justice would be done. I said that I'd see to it. So let the process run, this I know. And so, Mr. Burton, I've told you what I knew. The AFP will make the call on who to prosecute, and it'll take the courts a decade to sort what's false from true. This I know. We looked at them with reverence. We looked at them with awe. Battle-hardened warriors from Bush's endless wars. I suppose that got some thinking, that they were above the law. I don't know. And some will piss on your inquiry, Paul, and say let sleeping dogs lie. Some say it won't fix anything, but still you gotta try. 'Cause justice is the bed we make on which we all must lie. This I know. This I know, this I know, this I know, this I know, this I know. Let it go.